30 minutes into my walk, my lower back is killing me. Woo. Keep trucking, don't give up. 20 pounds, oh, is a lot. That was a really good walk. I think I could use a 12 pound instead of 20. I've used the same stuff forever. Tell me there's something better out there. We got it done. So I'm going to take my 6th shot. Now, you guys have seen me take plenty of them. So if you're curious of what it looks like or anything like that, you're more than welcome to go back and look at some of my other videos that I posted of me actually injecting my stomach. Today, I'm just going to take it without showing you guys. But I will keep you guys up to date and let you know because I am at my 6-week update, which is exciting. So, okay. First, we are always starting with our coffee. I heat it up in the measuring cup or let it brew in the measuring cup because it mixes so much better with my protein that way. Then I just pour it over ice. No clumps, it's smooth and creamy. And of course, I always add my breakthrough mushrooms. I stir it up and it is so good. I love my protein coffee. Then I move on to my breakfast. Today, I'm making my go-to yogurt bowl. I measure everything out on the scale, starting with the yogurt on the scale, of course, because it makes it easier for measuring. And then I move on to the chia seeds, granola, and finally some blueberries. It's kind of a process because I zero out the scale in between each one, but it makes it easy and consistent. I did forget to take the final shot of it all together, but imagine that creamy, crunchy, sweet goodness. Trust me, it hits every time. I want to talk about the Tirzepatide that I'm on. A lot of people think of it as almost like a quick fix or the easy way out. And this is my opinion, but I just want to clear some things up because I don't feel that way. I am still having to put in the work big time. And it's not like I'm just losing weight overnight. Okay. I have been on my weight loss / healing journey for a little over 2 years now. And there's been a lot of changes that I have made, not just adding in the Tirzepatide. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that this is not just the Tirzepatide that's doing the work, because a lot, actually, more than a lot. Like, I mean, all of it, when it comes to me and food and weight loss, exercise, it all starts here in your mind. Our minds are so freaking beautiful. Honestly, it is such a beautiful thing. It can also be so negative. And I have lived in both. Trust me, I have struggled with depression most of my life, which a lot of you wouldn't even think of me struggling with depression because I am like a happy-go-lucky person. I love being happy. I love feeling good. However, I retreat and I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. And I just get down and down and down. Now, I have not had those moments very much lately. And this was prior to Tirzepatide also. This is because I've asked for help. I have seeked out a therapist who is amazing, who has helped in so many ways. I wish more people would find the value and ask for help and seek out a therapist. I've seen 2 different therapists now. The first one was a long time ago, and she was great also, but there just wasn't that same connection. So you really have to do your own research. You have to be your own advocate. You have to find somebody who you can relate to, connect with, and trust. So that is one of the most important things that I can encourage you to do while seeking out help or a therapist. And whether you're happy or sad or whatever, all the in-betweens, I truly believe from the bottom of my heart, everybody can benefit from seeing a therapist. Now, being said, this is like my 6-week check-in, so to speak, type deal to let you guys know kind of how I've been. I will show you guys some of my befores and afters, just from when I've started the Tirzepatide, and let you guys see that there has been some change. Nothing significant over these 6 weeks. Also, I would love to tell you my starting weight to where I am now. However, the scale that I had before, I could step on it, and I will show you guys, but I've stepped on it and I've gotten one weight. And then seriously within seconds, I step back on it and get a whole different weight. And it's like within 5 to 6 pounds difference. So I'm like, okay, I don't know my actual starting point when I started the Tirzepatide, exactly how much I weighed. And now I've gotten the Hume Health Bod Scale, which is such an awesome scale. I'm not here to sell you on it. I am not affiliated with them, anything like that. I just loved, the reason why I chose to get this one is because I loved the benefits it gave you. It tells you your visceral fat. It breaks down how much fat's in your arms, to your legs, to your trunk. So it really breaks down more information for you. It tells you how much muscle mass you have. It tells you how much water weight you have. So you get a better range of view. I don't know, a better range of what your body's actually doing on a daily. So I'm really excited to move forward to be able to see that progress differently than just the number on the scale. The other thing is, I'm not just looking for the number on the scale. So many people are like, oh my gosh, this number isn't changing, but their body composition is changing so much. So like bodybuilders, they can find a lot of this, like the scale will not change at all, but their body's changing significantly. There's one gal that I follow on YouTube, which I freaking love. She's like a teenage, but I just love her. She just has a grounded sense about her, but I'll kind of post her and show you just one of the little things. But she just implemented like bulking and then cutting, and the significant difference in her body is huge. But she talks about like how her body hasn't, or the scale doesn't really change much. I mean, it has, but her body composition is amazing, the change in the growth. So that's why I'm excited about using that scale to really implement a little bit better of like how much I weigh and what actually is going on in my body. A lot of times people are curious, oh my gosh, I've heard people lose their hair, get nausea, they're sick, they don't feel good, they have no energy. I have not experienced any of that at all. I mean, I have my normal little hair loss when you take a shower and wash your hair. I've always had that, and actually, I feel like it's actually gotten better since I've started it. However, it's not just the Tirzepatide that I've started, okay? So here are some things that I have changed in my life along with adding the Tirzepatide. Number 1, I started taking Seed, a probiotic, prebiotic, and I take that every single morning. I've been on Slim now, which is like it's a synthetic progesterone for your body. Really it's a birth control, but I use it because I have PCOS and endometriosis. And I started taking that about 2 years ago, and that has made a huge difference. Now I started seeing another doctor, and she really wants me to start taking like that bioidentical progesterone. I haven't made that switch yet because the Slim has helped me so freaking much with my PCOS and endometriosis. Oh my gosh. That is like one of the things that made me start feeling normal again, like 2 years ago when I started this journey to start to lose weight and get healthier and build some better habits. Now my habits, they've been up and down, but implementing the Seed, the Slim, and then also I started taking Adrenatone. Adrenatone is like for your adrenal gland, which really is that like fight or flight mode. And it helps regulate that fight or flight. So that overthinking and that like stressed cortisone that's in your body, it helps to regulate that. So between those three things, and then my mom talked me into getting CoQ10, which I do take that. I don't really know the significance of that. It's supposed to help with like your heart and your bone health and that kind of stuff. So I have implemented that as well. So those are really the four things. I know I've talked about the glutathione. I have not been very consistent with glutathione, but I do have that. So I take that like every once in a while when I remember. It's in the fridge, so it's hard for me to remember to take it for some reason. So I've just I'm like, nah, I don't know. The glutathione, I just might not even continue to use. Those are the things that I've implemented into my life along with the Tirzepatide, which you take once a week. And the first month I started off, which you guys can go back and watch some of those videos, you take a smaller dose. So it's kind of introducing your body into the Tirzepatide, the GLP-1. And then I have now taken 2 of the doses of a little bit higher. It's not like the most significant amount, but I am at the 20 units, which is like what, 4.5 or 4.2, something like that, milligrams of the Tirzepatide. I have to go look to get the exact measurements, but it's something like that. So it's like 20 units is what I'm taking now, which before I was taking 10. So I've taken the 2 doses of the 20. I have not experienced any nausea. I haven't experienced pain taking the shots. Some people will say like when you inject it that you get like this tingly feeling. I have not felt any of that, you guys. Like nothing has affected me in that way. I will tell you, one of the biggest things that I have seen, which I would contribute this to the Tirzepatide, is the food noise. Oh my gosh, you guys, the food noise has gone down so freaking much. I don't know if you're like me, but that 1 o'clock to like 4 o'clock, that time frame is so freaking hard for me. I would struggle. And all I could think is like food. But really, I know it was because I was just bored. I was kind of just like at that point in the workday where you're just kind of bored and you feel like you need energy. So I would have like the worst cravings. Now I work from home. It is so easy to get up and get some chips. It is so easy to throw something in the air fryer or whatever the situation is to make something during that 1 to 4 time frame that most of the time it really wasn't very healthy choices. It was just eating complete shit, literally, like anything I could find. And then I would get really bad sweet cravings along with the salty. Like I was always a sweet and salty type of craver. And I have struggled with my food since I can remember. Like food has always been a struggle. I've never had a good relationship with food since I was a young little pup. Like literally, I never have realized how important food is. And over these last 2 years, I've really implemented looking at macros. Now, this was such a small progress. Okay, you guys, this is turning out to be way more than just my Tirzepatide journey, but this is so important because I always I don't know, I'm using that word always, but I would often get triggered when I would track my food, right? Be like, I don't want to write down that Snickers that I just ate, or freaking A, dude. I don't even know how many chips, how many servings that was of chips. How am I supposed to even count that? Whatever I binged on, I'm like, I don't even remember what I freaking ate because I ate all of the things, you know? So it's like, I would get so triggered by writing that down, and I didn't want to take accountability for it. I didn't want to believe that that was actually what was going in my mouth. So it would just be a big trigger for me. Well, about 2 years ago when I asked for help, my doctor simply just said, hey, that's okay. You don't have to track. And I was like, what? You know what she said? Start focusing on 3 meals a day. I'm like, okay. Like, what about like cutting carbs? What about like adding protein? What about like all the things, like eating vegetables, doing fruit, you know? Like, she's like, just don't worry about any of that. Focus on eating 3 meals a day. Okay? That's it. So that was life-changing for me. And that is really where my relationship with food started to shift. Then the next time I came in, she was like, okay, now let's start focusing on protein. Not tracking, but still eating your 3 meals, but really focus on what protein you're eating with each meal. So I started doing that. And little by little, I got to a place where I started to write down my food. And then all of a sudden I started to weigh and track my food. Like, who am I? Now, I don't do that like every time. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to like live this life of tracking every freaking thing that I eat. Okay. But this is a practice. And that's the way I started looking at it. And this was where my therapist came in. She was like, what if you just looked at it like a science experiment? Like you're just practicing, like, oh, let's see what happens if I weigh this food. Let's see what happens if I switch out this for this. Let's just see what happens. And trial and error, you know? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Here's the biggest thing, you guys. I am just rambling off. You have to find what works for you. Because what works for that girl that you're watching on Instagram or YouTube or wherever you're watching her, that might not be what's best for you. And you have to do your own work and your own trial, your own errors to find out what's actually going to work for you. Now, this Tirzepatide in my life, I feel like has been a huge impact. Oh, my dog's trying to get in. I actually closed and locked the door, but watch this.
Oh, Blaze, he's always the star of the show. But while he's stealing the spotlight, I have something really exciting to share with you guys. My wedding ring fits again. Honestly, I cannot remember the last time it fit. Oh my gosh, I am so excited.
Now I lost track of what I was thinking about and what I was on a rampage about. This is what comes to mind is the Tirzepatide has really been like, it's actually helped me have energy. And I really contribute that to, I'm not consumed with that food noise. Okay. So that's where I feel like that GLP-1, and I'm not like obviously not a doctor or anything like that. I'm just doing my own thing. So there's like 2 different kinds. There's Tirzepatide and like a semaglutide, which the Tirzepatide is like Mounjaro, and there's like one other. And then the semaglutide is like Wegovy, and then one other. I think that there's like 3, actually, who knows? There might be way more, but from what I remember is that there's the 2 different kinds. The semaglutide only has like 1 peptide in there, whereas the Tirzepatide has the 2 receptors in your body. So that it is a little bit, I can't even tell you that it's better or worse. I've never done the semaglutide either. So for me, the reason why I chose the Tirzepatide is because it has the 2 receptors in there. So it's a way to help with my overall hormone health, which struggling with my PCOS and endometriosis has been something that I actually didn't even know I had until like 2 years ago. So it has been a journey to really find what has worked for me. And that's been my whole focus and goal. So letting you guys know, if you're worried or scared to take Tirzepatide or semaglutide or GLP-1, do your research. Okay? Like for me, I am going through a trusted pharmacy. No, that's not the right word that I'm looking for. I'm going through a trusted, what's the word I'm looking for, you guys? Like, organization. That's a good word. I am going through a trusted organization, and it is Arizona Wellness Center. Now, I live in South Dakota. They're from Arizona. They did everything telemed. So I did everything via the phone, telehealth, and when they order their Tirzepatide, they use a company that is a third-party tested company. So I know that I'm getting the products that are going to be good. Now, there are so many other that you have to be cautious of, that you don't just want to go and order something and say like, hey, you have to start at 30 units, because I bet I would probably not feel as good as I do right now, except for the fact that I have that doctor support that I am titrating up, and they are contacting me, making sure that things are going well. If I have any questions, all of the things that they are doing to help to make sure that my journey on GLP-1s is a success. Okay. So really do your research. If you're looking at doing a GLP-1, make sure that you're at a trusted company and it is somewhere that you know the Tirzepatide or the semaglutide is coming from a third party tested. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to address and talk to you guys about today is I have stopped drinking alcohol. So I stopped on August 18th. Today is September 28th. So that's like, what, 40 days or so? I don't know. Do the math. You can figure it out on your own. I didn't do the math, but I'm over that 30-day period of not drinking any alcohol. That has changed my freaking life. I'm going to address this just quickly because I am going to do a whole thing on just me not drinking alcohol. You have to make your own choice for you, and what works for you might not work for me. Okay. So there is a choice and a reason, or there is a reason why I chose to give up alcohol. And I have seen a huge difference in my health. I have seen a huge difference in my energy levels, in my productivity, in just my clarity, like the clarity within my mind, being able to think more clearly. It has been a game changer. So if you're on the fence or thinking about not drinking, what's holding you back? What's stopping you? So my therapist that I've been seeing for a long time, she brought to my attention that when I get down into those lower times, it's usually because I've increased my alcohol intake. And she brought that to my attention and I was like, yeah. I think you're right. She's like, I mean, we've seen each other for about 2 years now. You know, this is just my observation. And nothing good or bad. She was like, there's nothing good or bad, just an observation, like an experiment. Just like I was talking about the dang food, it is all an experiment. Life, like what's working, what's not, how can I become a little bit better every single day? So she was like, you know, when your alcohol intake increases, it seems like you get in a little bit lower slumps, which alcohol is a complete suppressant. So that makes sense. I've struggled with depression like pretty much since I can remember. It's like, right? So I came to talking to her about that and I was like, And then she just asked me, she's like, how would it feel if you just stopped drinking altogether? And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can. Like, it kind of gave me a little bit of a panic, right? But then she was like, well, okay, you don't have to make that decision to not drink forever. What if you just said like, hey, I'm not going to drink for 30 days? And I was like, I mean, you know, you've done that before. I know you've done that before. So what if you just started there and see how you feel? And then I was just thinking, I took a second and I thought, and I'm like, you know what? If I could come here to my session with you and say, I have been sober for 365 days, you guys, the feeling that I get inside my body is overwhelming. I am so proud of myself. I feel accomplished. I feel like I actually completed something that I've been really striving for, but never really believed in myself that I could. Can you relate to that? Like having that feeling inside, like you really want to lose weight, but you truly inside don't trust yourself. You don't feel like that's even in your wheelhouse. This is where things are starting to shift for me, is believing in myself again and realizing that I can do the thing, whatever it is. But it all starts within how you're thinking about that thing. So if you're thinking about weight loss and you're like, okay, I got this, I can do this, but really deep down, you're like, I'm never going to be that girl. I'm never going to be the weight that I want to be. You're never going to reach the goal that you want to reach, ever. With drinking alcohol, if I'm like, I don't know that I could actually do that, I'm never going to reach that goal. But when I look at my why and I can feel that feeling, man, I have the burps or something today. I don't even know if you can hear that, but sorry, excuse me. That feeling 365 days from now in that such proud moment. Oh my gosh. That's what's keeping me motivated to be like, I don't want it. So don't get me wrong. I've had some cravings and I'm like, okay, you know what though? That feeling of being proud way outweighs that temporary feeling that won't last. And I'm just going to feel like shit, eat like shit. So why do it? So I'm going to leave you guys with this and wrap things up. Is my 6 weeks on Tirzepatide has been kind of life-changing for me. It's put me in a place where I feel mentally that I actually can do the things that seem hard and feel accomplished. I can actually focus on eating my protein. I can actually focus on exercise, which has been a slow process. This isn't things that are happening overnight. This is a slow process and it takes time. So be patient, trust the process, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You are way stronger than you think that you are. I love you guys so much. I believe in you. Believe in yourself. Start working on the mindset and think about those thoughts that you're actually telling yourself on a daily. Are you telling yourself that you're worthy? Are you telling yourself that you can do what you say you're going to do? If you can't, that's okay. Make it an experiment. Trial and error. See what's working, see what's not, and readjust and realign. That's it. I hope you enjoyed. I will keep you guys up to date and keep you posted on all the things, weight loss, my life, the in-betweens, the ups, the downs, all of it. Okay. So please do me a favor. If you guys love what you guys are hearing, love what you're seeing, would you please like this video, subscribe, give me some love, share this video with somebody who you think might actually benefit from it. Okay. Love you.